Yorkshire in northern England, 4 hours by car from London. Here guests at the Rudding Park Hotel can make the most of the bucolic surroundings, whether playing a round of golf or sampling some of Yorkshire's finest cuisine. People come from far and near to enjoy the traditional English Sunday roast. Today, one of the hotel's 20 chefs, Matthew Wilkinson, is going to let us in on the secret of the region's most famous dish, Yorkshire pudding.
Not to be confused with a pudding or dessert, it's basically a batter which is eggs, flour and milk mixed together, cooked in a very hot oven, and traditionally served with roast beef.
Rudding Park even has a resident expert. Stephanie Moon gives the chefs tips on recipes and ingredients. First of all, she recommends regional products. Today, she's buying the Yorkshire pudding ingredients at the local farm shop.
The last 5-10 years have seen such a revival of farm shops because people are wanting to buy local produce. They want to buy freshly made bread. They want to buy free-range eggs from down the road. Food miles is very important and something that, we're all starting to take more and more notice of.
She even buys the meat for the roast here. Back in the hotel kitchen, Matthew Wilkinson has the oven ready and waiting at 210 degrees Celsius. Whisk flour, eggs and milk together in a large bowl to form a smooth batter. Pour through a sieve to get rid of every last lump, grease a muffin tin with oil and heat it for 5 minutes in the oven.
If you weren't to do that, you just end up with a really small Yorkshire pudding, and also when it rises you get the nice hole in the middle, which is where you put the gravy at the end.
Quickly pour the batter into the sizzling hot oil. Then return the tin to the oven and cook for half an hour until your perfect pud is formed. Hollow, puffed up and golden brown.
Yeah. It's nice and hollow inside, and then that's where we're going to pour the gravy. It's going to soak up into the Yorkshire pudding and it's going to nicely ooze out when you cut into it.
For the roast beef, season the meat generously with salt, pepper and sprigs of thyme. Roast at 220 degrees Celsius in a preheated oven for around 45 minutes to an hour, depending on its weight. Dinner is served. Perfectly cooked roast beef and Yorkshire pudding with roast potatoes and gravy. And now it's time for the taste test. Yorkshire cuisine expert Stephanie Moon and journalist Elaine Lemm are ready and waiting. Lemm has written a book about the humble roots of Yorkshire pudding.
Back then, only the rich ate the meat, but the poorer people got to eat the batter pudding from underneath, which is what became a Yorkshire pudding. It was full of the flavour of the meat, the drippings from the meat, and it's kind of stuck with it. The two have gone together for centuries.
These days, Yorkshire pudding can be enjoyed by all. In fact, the roast beef's tasty accompaniment often steals the show. Yorkshire pudding, a British culinary classic, and not too tricky to try at home.